Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Ken Rogers. On this week's program, we catch up with Dr. Derrell Peel. He's a livestock economist at Oklahoma State. He recently presented at the North Central Kansas Beef Symposium, where he talked about all the challenges of 2021, even look into next year. We'll also have features from Kansas Corn, Kansas Wheat, and the Kansas Farm Bureau, along with our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association and market information from Pinion, the division of K-Coe Isom. Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Kansas Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farm and ranch families since 1919, kfb.org. And the Kansas Wheat Commission, lending in the adoption of profitable innovations from wheat, online at kswheat.com. In agricultural news from agview.net, based on November 1st conditions, the Kansas 2021 corn crop forecast 737 million bushels. That's down 4% from last year's production, according to USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service. The area to be harvested for grain comes in at 5.3 million acres, down 7% from a year ago. The yield forecast 139 bushels per acre, up 5 bushels from last year. And sorghum for grain forecast 271 million bushels, up 14% from last year. The area for harvest, 3.35 million acres, up 20% from 2020. The yield forecast 81 bushels per acre, down 4 bushels from last year. Soybean production forecast 197 million bushels, up 1% from last year. The area for harvest 4.8 million acres, up 1% from 2020. That yield forecast 41 bushels per acre, unchanged from production last year. Now the cotton production forecast 215,000 bales, down 28% from last year. Acres for harvested 101,000 acres, that's down 83,000 from 2020. Yield forecast 1,022 pounds per acre, up 239 pounds per acre from a year ago. The U.S. Meat Export Federation Strategic Planning Conference covered booming demand for U.S. red meat in both established and emerging markets. The U.S. MEF President and CEO Dan Hallstrom told those in attendance that demand for U.S. red meat may be at the most robust level that he has ever seen. He noted U.S. beef exports to Japan, South Korea, and China and Hong Kong are all on track to exceed $2 billion this year. Pork exports up slightly in volume and seeing significant value over last year's record pace. Total red meat production value will reach about $18 billion this year, including more than $2 billion in variety meats. Now, this represents a rebound for the variety meat exports that took a step back in 2020. Now, Hallstrom did temper his optimism due to that West Coast port congestion and other transportation obstacles, as well as persistent labor shortages and heightening burdens from all those regulatory agencies. And sales of tractors up 11% through October this year. That's compared to the first 10 months of 2020. That's according to the latest data from the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. Sales of those self-propelled combines 24% higher year over year. The combined tractor and combine sales in 2021 are running ahead in the most recent 5-year average. Find more on these and other stories at agview.net. Stay with us. Dr. Derrell Peel from OSU in a few moments. The Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
And our guest is Dr. Derrell Peel, who is Extension Livestock Economist at Oklahoma State University. He ventured north to Phillipsburg for the Central Kansas Beef Summit. Dr. Peel, first I'd say it's an honor for you to come up here. You're one of those that keep things in the loop. And let's talk, though, about what you talked with producers about, folks that are here really curious of making sense of 2021, looking to the future. But 2021 has brought just about everything except the kitchen sink, but we still got a few weeks left.
Well, we do have a few weeks, but we're really beginning to see this thing kind of turn the corner. We have been through a tremendous amount. A lot of 2021 from a cattle market perspective, especially fed cattle market perspective, has been tied up with the residual coming directly out of 2020. But we're getting there, and the big picture, the bottom line is that cattle numbers are declining, and we're really going to see the benefit of that going forward. Cattle prices are higher now than they were this time last year, and we expect them to continue being higher next year and the year beyond.
North of us, we've heard and seen liquidations of this cow herd due to drought, due to primarily that. Other conditions, though, input costs, some areas with that drought aren't having the feed. We see alfalfa prices, other feed stuff prices going up, as is everything. Got to be a concern when we look at the numbers. But on the other hand, if we do have the liquidation, we've got to turn this thing around for a longer term, don't you think?
Absolutely. We are clearly seeing some additional herd liquidation because of the drought. We were already liquidating. We're adding to that a little bit. So that's going to tighten the supply situation a bit more going forward. The feed situation, obviously, because of the drought, hay prices, input prices in general are higher. So that's an additional challenge, both for those producers that are trying to get through the drought, even more so, but really all producers everywhere are seeing these higher input costs, and that's going to be a challenge this winter.
When we look at stocker prices, I mean, who's driving the bus in this cattle market?
Well, at the feeder cattle level, those tighter numbers are beginning to be reflected. In the southern plains, of course, we graze a lot of wheat pasture, and so this time of the year, wheat pasture conditions have a lot to do with cattle markets. They have gone up counter-seasonally. Certainly from here south across Oklahoma with some rain in October, our cattle markets have gone up a little bit. Again, the fed cattle market has been in kind of a different world because of the packer capacity constraint issues and so on. But we're moving past that, and once we do that, then everybody should kind of get back on the same page, and we ought to be moving forward more consistently.
Dr. Derrell Peel, Oklahoma State Livestock Ag Economist, is joining us. We're in Phillipsburg. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Livestock Association, supporting members' business interests and meeting consumer demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. And Kansas Corn, building the future at kansascorn.com. And Dr. Derrell Peel, livestock economist at Oklahoma State University, is joining us. We've caught up with him here at the Central Kansas Beef Summit. And so let's talk also about some of those, if you will, black swan events that took place. It seems like about the time we had kind of things settled, something else happened. This year it was the computer situation with Swift, labor, obviously, COVID. But here we sit in early November, and we still don't have many answers.
Well, we don't. I mean, we've still got some issues, obviously the labor issues that are affecting not only the packing industry, but really all ag and food markets, generally speaking. And that's going to be an issue that I don't think goes away anytime soon. But, you know, the more overt kind of black swan events, you know, we had a February storm that was unprecedented across much of the country. And we're seeing that now in terms of the cattle we're marketing this fall and some of the losses that attributed to that. We did have the JBS cyber attack issue and another scare after that. And so, we've had one after another the last 2 years, really going all the way back to the Holcomb plant fire in 2019. One of the things that could be really helpful going forward would be to have 12 or 15 months of just industry dynamics, but nothing more. And I think everybody would really welcome that if we can get that.
Well, let's get down to, I guess, the prognostication, if you will. Not necessarily specific. We know it's hard to do, but looking at where we are in the cycle, it seems like maybe we have turned the corner, but then those input costs are going to creep up. Will we be profitable at the end of this year, looking into next?
Obviously on the revenue side, we are expecting higher prices from this point forward. We're higher right now, and we expect that to continue, both from a supply standpoint as well as continued strong demand. So revenues are better, but as you say, costs are going up, and I think that's going to be the challenge for producers going forward, is managing those costs. For everybody above the cow-calf level, it's a margin business, so it's all about that margin between buy and sell and the input costs, and there will be some challenges there. I think there's opportunities for profitability, but I think the onus is going to be on managers to really pencil out those costs and stay on top of them.
A couple of questions that were brought up at this seminar. One is, we had the not only supply chain issues, but just the matter of hook space. A lot of discussion of some small, maybe regional type plants coming up. It's still going to be a couple of years away. So A, is that a good thing? And B, are we still, though, producing too much of protein?
Well, protein supplies are ample in general, but beef production specifically is going to go down in the next couple of years based on smaller cattle numbers. The timing of these packing plants is always a challenge. These mid-sized plants that are coming online will add capacity that we will need at some point in the future, but in the short run, it could be a challenge because numbers are going to get smaller for some period of time. At some point, we'll turn around and grow this industry again, but that might be 4 or 5 years down the road. So I think there are lots of challenges in the meantime to see how this plays out.
Before we wrap up, how can you do a weekly newsletter? How can folks subscribe to that?
You bet. Just send me an email, darrell.peel@okstate.edu. I'd be happy to add you to our newsletter list. We send it out every Monday morning.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good to see you.
Good.
Dr. Derrell Peel, who is a livestock economist at Oklahoma State University, has joined us. Stay with us. We'll have more in just a bit.
What if sustainability were synonymous with U.S. soy? If energy efficiency, water quality, and soil health help define U.S. soy's value, that future is here, the time is now. To meet end-user demands, the Soybean Checkoff is committing to sustainability that's achievable, worthwhile, and enduring. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
My name is Sage Collins, and I'm a senior at Kansas State studying Ag Economics and Global Food Systems Leadership. I was a part of Class 4 of Kansas Corn Collegiate Academy, and this past weekend, I had the opportunity to go to AFA Leaders Conference, and there I had a great opportunity to network with other students interested in the ag industry, as well as business professionals already working in the industry. I think something important to note for students that are interested in attending AFA is that I had so many opportunities to meet with business professionals and discuss the possibility of internships or jobs, whether that was through one-on-one time with executives or the opportunity fair itself. A really cool experience that I had at AFA was that I was able to sit down with a panel of young industry professionals and really ask them what it was like to go from the college experience right into their career in the ag industry, and really got to ask them the different questions to really get myself prepared for moving into this next stage of life. So the whole opportunity, I was able to go to AFA because of Kansas Corn. I was very blessed to have the opportunity to learn more about Collegiate Academy or other opportunities Kansas Corn has to offer. Please visit kscorn.com to learn more about the opportunities.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
Fall means the holidays are just around the corner, and if you're making your list so you can celebrate the state we love by giving the gift to Kansas with great products made by From the Land of Kansas members. From the Land of Kansas is the state trademark program, promoting and celebrating agricultural experiences and products grown, raised, or produced in Kansas. Kansas-made food and other products not only make unique gifts, but they also support Kansas farmers, ranchers, and agribusinesses. Look for the From the Land of Kansas logo when shopping at gift shops, boutiques, and grocery stores. When you shop Kansas, you support local Kansas companies. During the holiday season, giving the gift of Kansas is even easier. We have 3 different holiday boxes that can be ordered online and shipped directly to your family and friends. The Ad Astra box and the Kanza box offer different combinations of products from across the state, including sweet and salty snacks, baking mixes, and even goat's milk lotion. This year we've added a new box, the Blue Stem box, which will be popular with popcorn lovers. Order by December 10th to ensure delivery by Christmas. For other gift ideas or to find retailers or Kansas businesses near you, visit FromTheLandOfKansas.com. If you don't live near the retailers, you can also shop online at the From the Land of Kansas marketplace at shop.FromTheLandOfKansas.com, where you'll find everything from cheese and snack mixes to pet treats and lavender candles, and of course those holiday gift boxes. Look for the From the Land of Kansas logo and make Kansas part of your holidays this year, from the gifts you give to the meals you prepare.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Spring foliar fungicide applications improve wheat yields, according to a new K-State study which quantified the yield gain from these applications by combining 12 years of K-State-led experiments with survey data from Kansas wheat producers. Doing so not only demonstrated the power of fungicide to protecting a wheat crop from diseases like stripe rust, but also paves the way for future guidance on when these applications will provide the most benefit. To answer how foliar fungicide applications benefit yield, researchers gathered replicated field experiments from 12 years. They then combined that information with producer-reported fungicide applications and yield data from their commercial fields. The first step was to aggregate the relevant field experiment data from K-State-led research. The database of field experiments only included those with a direct comparison between foliar fungicide applications and a side-by-side untreated control, resulting in 393 mean yield comparisons. The researchers combined this field experiment data with information from a producer survey that covered a wide range of management decisions. The producer survey included variety and fungicide management data from 654 commercial Kansas wheat fields across 3 growing seasons. Around 55% of the fields in this survey applied 1 or more fungicide applications, compared to the other 45% that had no applications. Fungicide applications also varied on the weather that growing season, with more producers applying fungicide in wet years compared to dry years. Overall, the researchers determined an average of 7.8% yield gain for wheat fields with a foliar fungicide application. Read more about this research on our website at kswheat.com.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
The Kansas Beef Council recently held nutrition communications training workshops for students enrolled in dietetic internship programs at the University of Kansas Medical Center in Kansas City and Kansas State University in Manhattan. More than 30 dietetic interns and faculty members participated in the events. This was the 10th year for the Kansas Beef Council to hold the checkoff-funded trainings. Registered dietitian and Kansas Beef Council Director of Nutrition Abby Hadari, protein research expert Donald Lehman, and registered dietitian Melissa Joy Dobbins led the sessions, which allowed students to apply evidence-based guidelines as they practice delivering science-based protein recommendations in a variety of potential settings, including one-on-one patient counseling. Students also performed mock cooking demonstrations using the top sirloin. These checkoff-funded sessions are designed to provide accurate, peer-reviewed information and practical experience with beef to aspiring professionals who will reach thousands of consumers and clients with dietary advice during their careers. Participants at the University of Kansas workshop also had the opportunity to hear from Wabaunsee County ranchers Ren and Arturo Pacheco, while those at Kansas State University had the chance to visit with Geary County ranchers Isaac and Jill Carr.
No one plans to get sick or injured, but when life happens, it's important you and your family are protected. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans are there to provide continued health care coverage to meet your needs. Choose from a broad range of individual and family plans. And if you're over 65, we have options for you too. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
Morning, I'm Darren Bandvactor with Pinion Risk Management, a division of K-Coe Isom. Well, harvest continues to wind down, but the grain prices seem to be getting wound up. Wheat has continued its ascent and is knocking on levels not seen since 2013. Soybeans have given us the most recent spark, with meal exports picking up while domestic crush margins remain strong. This week, soybeans knifed above their long-term downtrend line, which started back in early June. Positive ethanol margins have kept processors active in the physical market for corn. Right now, we have basis strengthening and futures rallying for both corn and beans. Wheat basis has remained a little flatter, but we have seen news that Vietnam is reducing wheat tariffs in the new year. Maybe that can help drum up some excitement to go along with multi-year highs in futures. All that being said, things are extremely profitable, and you can make the case that there's more left in the tank. It's very easy to lose sight of our end game. Right now, we know our fall crop production, we know how much it costs to put in the ground, and you can see very attractive prices. Now is as good a time as any to put a plan in place. If you need some help, give us a call, 888-452-8751. I'm Darren Van Vactor. Be safe, and we wish you everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, that's our show. Be social with us at KansasAgReport.net or our social media channels. Well, we hope you get a chance to be social with your family and friends this holiday Thanksgiving week. I'm Ken Rogers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Are you looking for Medicare supplement insurance plans? Now is a good time to look at your options with Kansas Farm Bureau Health Plans. A Medicare supplement insurance plan can help cover certain out-of-pocket expenses Medicare doesn't cover. Things like deductibles, co-insurance, and certain limitations that can be costly in the event of an accident or illness. With Kansas Farm Bureau Health Plans, you have options to Medicare supplement insurance plans with 4 levels of affordable coverage and service from an organization known for its commitment serving Kansans. We encourage you to compare our rates. For more information and to get a quote, contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you or visit kfbhealthplans.com. Medicare supplements insured by Members Health Insurance Company, Columbia, Tennessee. Not connected with or endorsed by the U.S. or state government.
What if sustainability were synonymous with U.S. soy? If energy efficiency, water quality, and soil health help define U.S. soy's value, that future is here, the time is now. To meet end-user demands, the Soybean Checkoff is committing to sustainability that's achievable, worthwhile, and enduring. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.